motion on inclined plane, na? Motion on inclined plane. Okay, let's start. So today we are going to start the dynamics of circular motion. Then I will go for friction. Let's start the dynamics of circular motion. We have already studied that when the particle is moving in a circle with, let's say, some velocity, then the particle will have two x-axis of acceleration. One is called towards the center, that is called centripetal acceleration. One is towards the velocity or opposite to the velocity, that is called tangential acceleration. Centripetal acceleration formula, we derive the formula v square upon r or r omega square. Tangential acceleration formula we already derived dv upon dt, that is rate of change of speed. And the net acceleration is nothing but root of ac square plus dt square. Do you remember all this? But at that point we haven't discussed why this kind of acceleration, but we are discussing the Newton's laws of motion. That is, we are going to discuss how the acceleration arises. What is the reason of the acceleration? So of course, acceleration, I think you already studied the acceleration arises due to the force. So if there is centripetal acceleration, that means there must be centripetal force, which is providing this acceleration. If there is tangential acceleration, that means there must be tangential force. You get the point? So the force responsible for the rotation of this body is called centripetal force, which provides the centripetal acceleration. Centripetal force could be anything. It could be gravitation, it could be tension, it could be electrostatic, it could be spring force. But if the body is revolving in a circle, there must be a force over the center which provides the centripetal acceleration. Do we understand this point? So let's start. So if a particle rotates in circle, then there are two kinds of acceleration of particle. Number one, centripetal acceleration. This acceleration is towards the center of circle. And given by AC is equal to v square by r or r omega square. To get this acceleration, there must be a force like gravitational, electrostatic, tension, in string, tension in string. These forces which act towards center of circle are called radial plus centripetal force. Right on, I will explain more. 1 second. You caused it a train and left. Yes, Morning. That's correct. Wait, I haven't completed this. Done? Now, try to understand what do you mean by centripetal. Let's say, let's say you have connected a particle and with a string and you're revolving like this with a string. So this is our string. Let's say mass of the particle is m and the speed of revolution is v and the radius of the circle is r. That means if the particle is revolving in a circle with speed v, constant speed v, so that particle must have centripetal acceleration because the particle is revolving. So particle must have the acceleration ac toward the center. But who will provide this acceleration? Acceleration cannot occur automatically. There must be some force which is providing the acceleration. So what is this force which is providing the acceleration? It is this tension which is providing this acceleration. So we say tension is nothing but mass into acceleration. We can say tension is nothing but mv square by r. Let's take another case. For example, you may have seen that, let's say this is a planet around which a small satellite is revolving, maybe artificial, maybe natural. Let's say satellite is revolving with speed v and satellite is at a distance of r from the center of planet. And let's say satellite has mass of m. So again satellite is revolving with some speed. So satellite must have centripetal acceleration towards the center. Yes or no? But who is providing this acceleration? It is a gravitational force now which is providing this centripetal acceleration. Do you understand? For example, let's talk about atom. I think you must have slight idea about the atom by this time. That in atom there is nucleus having the positive charge and around them electron revolve. Yes or no? The nucleus is positive charge, electron is negative charge. So there must be some attraction force between them. I will call electrostatic force, and this electrostatic force providing this centripetal acceleration, that is MAC. In all these cases, there is different. Who is this Netaji? Who is this Netali? Sir, in this new chapter, you can leave this class. Yeah. Don't disturb the class. Now you see, in these three cases, there is different force which is providing the centripetal acceleration. Yes or no? In this case, the tension is providing the centripetal acceleration. In this case, the gravitational force providing the centripetal acceleration. In this case, electrostatic force providing centripetal acceleration. So there is a different force providing the centripetal acceleration. Could be spring force also. For example, if you connect by a spring and you revolve a body, then a spring slightly lengthens and spring force, that is nothing but I will call Fs, will provide the centripetal acceleration. The force could be different, but the role of all the forces is same to rotate the body. And all these forces are acting towards the center. See, all these forces acting towards the center. These forces which act towards the center are just into one category called centripetal. So we can say that tension in this case is acting as a centripetal force. You get the point? Listen to my statement. Tension in this case acting as a centripetal force. Because tension is responsible for the providing centripetal acceleration. In this case, gravitational is acting as a centripetal force. Electrostatic is acting as a centripetal force. Remember the statement. Try to understand. I am not saying tension and centripetal force is acting. I am saying tension is acting as a centripetal force. You understand? So there could be different force which we have as a centripetal force. In this case, tension. In this case, gravitational. In this case, electrostatic. In this case, spring force. The centripetal force is not the force. The force may be different. That may behave as a centripetal. There is nothing called centripetal force. There is nothing called that. You can the different force when they behave, when they try to rotate the body in circle, then they are called centripetal. You get the point? Yes or no? From these diagrams and write on here. Tension is acting as a centripetal. Write on fast. Tension is acting as a centripetal. Gravitation is acting as a centripetal force. Tension is acting as a centripetal force. Gravitation is acting as a centripetal force. In this case, electrostatic force acting as a centripetal force. Electrostatic force acting as a centripetal force. And in this case, spring force is acting as a centripetal. No. Centripetal force, two forces can act, but two centripetal forces is not possible. Two forces can act. Of course, there could be connected with tension and there could be masses here also. The next force towards the center is called centripetal force. Okay? Now, so this is about centripetal force. We'll take question, don't worry about this. Even the friction product can also act as centripetal force. For example, let's say this is a table on which a body is placed like this. And we are rotating the table. Okay. Now, focus on the bottle. Focus on the bottle only. which is rotating, and there is a body placed here at some distance. So that this body is also rotating in the radius of small r. Yes or no? This body is also rotating radius of r. If this body is rotating, that means there must be some force. There must be some acceleration. What is the acceleration? That is nothing but r omega square. So there must be some force. What is the force? That is omega square over the center. But who is providing the centripetal force now? And it is acting downward. Normal reaction is acting upward. There is no tension. So who is providing this force? Exactly. There is a friction which is providing this centripetal force. I'm not saying friction and centripetal force is acting. I'm saying friction is providing the centripetal force. Do you understand the difference between these two statements? Generally the people say, oh, friction is also acting and centripetal is also acting. No. It's only friction which is acting and which is providing the centripetal force. Do you get the point? So, friction is providing the centripetal force here. So, friction must be equal to mr omega. Write down. And write down the statement. It is friction is providing the centripetal force. Friction is providing the centripetal. Okay? So centripetal force is not the real force. Understand this. It is not the real force. The real force could be tension, could be friction, could be gravitation, could be electrostatic, and they may behave as a centripetal force when they are acting towards the. Okay? Now, so this is centripetal force. Now let's come to tangential force now. Tangential force comes due to tangential acceleration. When the speed of body changes while revolving in circle, then tangential acceleration exists. For example, the speed is v, we call tangential acceleration is nothing but rate of change of speed. If there is acceleration, there must be some force, and without force there cannot be acceleration at all. The force in tangential direction will be Ft is equal to ma. This force, that is tangential force, is acting along the velocity or opposite to the velocity. That depends if velocity is increasing, sorry, speed is increasing or decreasing. Right on this. Then if we talk about net force, or you can write just one more statement, for uniform circular motion, AT is 0 or Ft is 0. There is no tangential acceleration, there is no tangential force. If we talk about net acceleration, so net acceleration, you know, that is nothing but root of AC square plus AT square. So net force is nothing but M in it or M root AC square plus. Write down this first. Write down. Now, there is one more term discussed here only, that is called centrifugal force. What it is actually? I don't want to use this term in future. So I'm giving you only for definition purpose. There is a use of it, but I don't want to confuse now. So just write down here. Don't focus right now. You will understand in the later part of this chapter. So what is the centrifugal force? Let's say there is a particle rotating in a circle with some speed g, and there is a person standing at the center of the circle. If you observe this particle from the Earth, this particle revolves in a circle. So from P1 perspective, this particle is revolving in a circle. There must be some acceleration. So from P1 perspective, don't write, just listen first. Perspective, the motion of particle is circular. But what about P2? What about P2? Can P2 see any motion? For P2, the particle is there, particle is there, the particle is there. So he don't have to rotate, the P2 don't have to rotate to see the particle. It's continuously in front of his eye always. Can the P2 see the circular motion at all? So for P2, there is no circular motion. For P2, the particle is stationary. If for P2 the particle is stationary, that means for P2, the acceleration of particle must be zero. If the acceleration is zero, that means the net force for the particle must be zero. That means to explain the situation for P2, the net force of the particle must be zero, or you need to apply a pseudo force in just reading outward direction to explain the situation. This is pseudo force, nothing to explain the situation from I told you, whenever you change the reference frame from inertial to non-inertial, you need to apply the pseudo force, and this is the same pseudo force. So from P2 perspective, the particle is stationary. So net force acting on it must be zero. To explain the situation, we apply a pseudocode in readily outward direction. This pseudocode is called centrifugal force. So centrifugal force must be equal. So you apply the pseudocode such that the net force on it is zero. But towards the center there is a force that is MAC. That means outside force must be the LAC. That must be equal to centrifugal. So centrifugal is also of the same magnitude. That is mv square by r. mr. So when you apply the centrifugal force, when you see that particle and you observe the particle from rotating frame, then only you need to apply the centrifugal force. Right on. I will take questions that will be more clear. Right on. Okay. So all in all, try to understand when a body revolves a circle, so there must be a force over the center. That could be tension, that could be gravitation, that could be electrostatic, that could be anything. And that is acting as a centrifugal force. First thing. When you observe the particle from the center of the circle, you need to apply a pseudo force in radially outward. Radially means along the radius. In radially outward. That is called centrifugal force. You don't understand the word fugitive. You understand English word fugitive. That's the same term. Fugal. It's hypothetical. It is not the real force. It's a pseudo force. You get the point? Right on. We'll take some questions. Now let's take some questions. I'll start with a simple problem. A particle of mass 2 kg revolves in a circle of radius 2 meters. At certain instants, the speed of particle is 4 meter per second, or maybe 2 meter per second. Meter per second. And tangential acceleration of 1 meter per second square. Point number 1, centripetal force. Tangential force, net force. Come on. Very good, Ishan. Correct. Please solve it. I can write one more problem. A particle of mass 1 kg revolves in circle with time varying speed, that is v is equal to t square plus t meter per second. Find number 1, centripetal force at t is equal to 1 second. Tangential force at t is equal to 1 second. Net force at t is equal to 1 second. So how many you solved this first problem? Radius I didn't mention. Oh, yeah, definitely you need the radius of radius 1 meter. Okay? Okay, so let's do the first solution. Now, it's a very simple question. Centripetal force they are asking. Already discussed the formula of centripetal force. That is MAC, that is mv square by r. So mass is nothing but 2. Speed, that is 2. Radius is also 2. That is nothing but 4 Newton. Tangential force is nothing but mass into tangential acceleration. Tangential acceleration is given as 1. Mass is given as 2. So 2 into 1, that is nothing but 2 Newton. Net force, that is nothing but tangential force square, centripetal force square. So 16 plus 4, that is nothing but root 20 Newton. Simple question? So first thing you need to calculate centripetal force. So at t is equal to 1. So t is equal to 1, the speed will be 1 plus 1, that is nothing but 2. So centripetal force at t is equal to 1, that is nothing but m, that is nothing but 1 v square upon radius. Radius also given 1, that is nothing but 4 Newton. Then we are asking tangential force. Tangential force you need to calculate tangential acceleration. And tangential acceleration is nothing but rate of change of speed. So differentiate these two. Derivative of t square is 2t and the derivative of t is 1. So tangential acceleration at t is equal to 1 will be t. So tangential force is nothing but mass, that is given as 1, into tangential acceleration. Tangential force will be 3 Newton. Then they are asking the net force. So it is nothing but root of 4 square plus 3 square, or the net force will be 5 Newton. Understood? Let's take some more cases now. A particle of mass involved in a circle of 10 rpm by a string. Find the tension in a string. Now what? Let me write another question till this time. Find the tension in each string no, no chance, no mesh, no Balu, everyone is wrong. So how to calculate this tension? Tension is providing the centripetal force. Na? So tension must be equal to, now either you write mv square by r or you write mr omega square. Now omega is given, but this is not the omega. This is the frequency of revolution. So omega is nothing but 2 pi into n. We discussed this case. Omega will be 2 pi into frequency of revolution, that is revolution per second. So 25. So tension is mass radius of revolution, that is 2 into omega square. So that will be 4 into 400 pi square or 1600 pi square Newton. This is not the omega, this is frequency. Now, try this one also. two strings, one, two. And you need to find the tension in each string. And you just rotating the particle with angular velocity of omega. It's given in the diagram. Yes or no? Let's say, let's observe this particle. What is the motion of this particle? Can you tell me? What is the motion of this particle? Come on, fast. Radius. This particle is developing in a circle. What is the radius of the circle? What is the radius of the circle? Radius of the circle. 12. So there must be some force providing the centripetal force. There must be some force. Which is this force? It is the tension acting on this string. So let me call this string as 1 and this string as 2. So on this particle, T1 is acting toward the center, which is provided. This particle is rotating in a circle. You only told me of radius 12. So I will say T1 is nothing but mass radius into omega square. Yes or no? Now what about this particle? What about this particle? What is the motion of this particle? Circle. What is the radius? What is the radius? L. What is the force acting? One tension is acting towards left, one tension is acting towards right. So which is the centripetal force? T2, T1 or T2 minus T1 or T1 minus T2? Which is the centripetal force? T2, T1, T2 minus T1 or T1 minus T2? The net force towards the center is called centripetal. So now what is the net force towards the center? It is T2 minus T1. Net, do you understand the net? Okay? So T2 minus T1 is nothing but net force, and that is nothing but centripetal force, that is nothing but ML. Do you understand now? Write down these two questions. We'll discuss more. I don't ask here. Before taking next question, let's take some more cases. Maximum distance of particle in rotating turntable. Let's say there is a turntable, that is, there is a table which is rotating. With angular velocity omega, and there is a particle placed here. So let me explain this case, that in this case the friction is providing the centripetal force. So in this case, friction is acting as a centripetal force. So friction is nothing but mr omega square. Yes or no? Now, but the problem is that when r increases, the friction must increase. When you increase the distance of particle from the center, then friction must increase, because right side increases, so left side must increase. But there is one problem: friction cannot be more than limiting friction. So mr omega square should be less than or equal to limiting friction, which is nothing but mu mg. M is cancelled out. R should be less than or equal to mu g upon omega square. That means you cannot place the body beyond this distance from the center, otherwise the body will start slipping. or not coming? Have you seen there is one stunt in which the man rotates on the inner wall of the what we call well? Have you seen that? That well, they call na? Okay. I think you must have seen in the case of movies at least. In Bharat and Salman Khan. Oh my god. That was very enjoyable circle. Now those days are gone. Now, that well. So let's say there's a person. I cannot draw a bike. My drawing is not that much good. I'm drawing a block, yeah. Why should I draw that? So let's say this is a person rotating in the terminal of radius r. It's moving like this with a speed v. Okay? Now what happens? If a tire is almost in contact with this wall, so there is normal force, there is a weight. But the move is balance away. Move is balance away because of the friction which is balancing the weight. Now this block is revolving on it. This person is revolving in this circle. So the normal force acting towards the center. So there in this normal is acting as a centripetal force, not the friction, wrong balance. Identify which force is acting towards center. Is it friction or normal or empty? Which force is acting towards center? The normal. The normal is acting as a centripetal force. When you increase the speed of the block, normal force increases. And when normal force increases, then the limiting friction also increases. And friction is balancing the weight, but friction should be less than or equal to limiting friction. We can say mg should be less than or equal to mu mv square by r. Or we can say v square should be greater than mu gr. Or v should be greater than or equal to root mu gr. That is, personal speed or the block speed should be more than this. If the block speed is more than this, then only the block will stay. That's why initially when the person is performing the circuit, he is a very slow speed, so he round up in ground only. When his speed increases, then only he starts rising on the wall. Have you seen that? Have you seen this kind of phenomenon? So the person speed should be more than mu gr, then only he is able to revolve. You get the point? Right now? In Vijayawada, there is circle, isn't it? So, where? I will definitely go to see that. One second. Bike and then circular ring. Yeah, those days are gone. No, circles are very good. Very entertaining. We have no data on. Is it there? These days? But these days are corona, yeah. These days are very good. But I will definitely go. When you 6th class exam. Okay. Right on. One more topic, then I will go for questions. Is that so? Yes, yes. I think, let me check. Mu G. Ah, mu mv square by r. Oh, yeah. This must be something. F is equal to mg. F less than fl. Fl is equal to mv square by r. Yes, that's correct. V square is greater than rv by mu. V should be greater than rv by mu. That's correct. Done? Okay. What about if this is not in circular term, this is conical pattern, then what will happen? Then even on if the surface is smooth, then still the block can revolve. So smooth conical surface. Let's say this is a conical surface and in which a block is revolving. Let's say angular velocity of revolution is omega. This is r, this is h. Now even the surface is smooth, still the block can revolve. How is it possible? Are you sure? See, what are the forces acting on this block? That is nothing but mg and normal force. You follow? Normal has two components. This is theta, this is 90 minus theta. So this will be theta. So normal has two components, and sine theta and cos theta. And cos theta is going towards the center of circle. That is tan cos theta is providing the centripetal force. That is nothing but mr omega square. And n sin theta is balancing the weight. If I divide these two, so tan theta is mg upon mr omega square. So tan theta is g upon r omega square. You can simplify this more. Tan theta will be nothing but r. These are not a mistake. That's the tan theta is mg upon mr omega square. We check tan theta and cos theta mr omega square. mg tan theta is g upon r omega square. Yeah, that's correct. Tan theta will be equal to r upon h. Okay. G upon r omega square. So we can say h is nothing but r square omega square by, write down, perpendicular on base. Write down meter per second square meter. There is some problem. Wait. R upon h. 90, 91 theta, theta, and cos theta, and sin theta, and cos square. There is some dimensional inaccuracy here. What is the dimensional inaccuracy? This is t to the power minus 2, L t to the power minus 2, L square. No, that is correct. Right on? Now, let's take some questions now. Place in rotating table at distance of 20 centimeters from axis. The table rotates with angular velocity of 5 radians per second. Find minimum coefficient of friction so that particle does not slip on the table. You can take G as step. Till the time I can add another question. A block of mass 2 kg revolves on inner edge, on inner surface of cylinder radius 2 meters. If coefficient of friction or speed meter per second, find the minimum coefficient of friction between the block and surface so that block will not fall down. The curve surface. Right Okay, so what is the first answer? So this is a rotating table on which a block is placed, let's say mass is not given and distance is given. Angular velocity is given. Okay, so what is the motion of this particle? Circle. So friction is providing the centripetal force. It's very simple. So the limiting equilibrium, friction will be limiting, and that will be mu into normal force, and that will be m r omega square. M is gone, so mu should be r omega square upon g, or this should be more than this actually. So mu r is what, 20 centimeters, omega square that will be 25, g that is 10. So 25 into 0.5, 0.2 that will be how much? 15, that means 5 upon 10 or 1 upon. Is it difficult question? Is it difficult question? Now what about second question? We have a block of mass m revolves on the inner surface of the cylinder. Curved surface of the cylinder like this. In this case, normal force, friction and mg. Normal is nothing but centripetal force. Is mr, I think velocity is given. mv square by r, and friction is providing the mg. Yes or no? But in limiting given because they are asking the minimum coefficient of friction. So friction will be limiting. So mu n is nothing but mg. So mu mv square is equal to mg. Mass is gone. So mu is nothing but rg upon v square. So what is r? Radius of the circle cylinder is also given, that is 2. G is 10. V square, that is 1600. So mu is nothing but 1 upon 50. Is it difficult? Right down. One more case. That is very special case called conical pendulum. Have you ever seen the conical pendulum? Have you ever seen the conical pendulum? No. Seriously. Every one of you must have seen that. Where is my wire? Yeah. See, I will show you today. New thing. It's magic. See. The wire, you can take the wire like this. It's nothing but conical pendulum. So what is the why is it called conical pendulum? See that is saying. What the surface it is making? It is making a cone. That is called conical pendulum. Hey, I'm not advertising. Come on, Google. So let's say there is a particle and you are revolving the particle from some fixed point. So it will revolve like this. Let's say this is the radius of circle R and this particle is at a height of mass of the particle is m. This angle let's say theta. Now can you tell me what is the motion of the particle? Motion of the particle. this will be T sin theta. So T sin theta is going towards center. That means T sin theta level is S. That is nothing but mv square by r. And what the T cos theta is doing? T cos theta is balancing the mv. If I divide these two, so tan theta is nothing but v square by rg. If I use the formula of tan theta, first let me remove this v. V is nothing but r omega. We can write tan theta as r omega square upon g also. Tan theta is nothing but perpendicular upon base. So this is tan theta perpendicular upon base. S is nothing but g upon omega square. Write down. One more case. Rotating body balanced by weight hanging. Let's say there is a body rotating on a table connected by a string which passes through the center. Do it the center diagram. Let's say this is M1, this is M2. One body is revolving like this. This is the body which is revolving in a circle like this through the string. And the other end of string is passing through the center and a block is connected to it. Do you understand the diagram? Now, what is happening? This body, let's say mass M1 is revolving with velocity v in a radius of r. So tension is providing the centripetal force and tension is provided by the M2G also. So here M2G is actually providing the centripetal. Write down. These are the some of the cases in which force is responsible, some force is responsible for providing the centripetal force. There are many more cases. I have just given you few of them. Write down. You can simplify this formula more. For example, we have calculated tan theta is equal to, go for this. So we can say omega square is nothing but g tan theta upon r. Omega is nothing but root of g tan theta upon r. If you want to know the time period, I will say time period will be 2 pi upon omega. So 2 pi upon omega, that is nothing but r upon g tan theta. We all discussed these kind of formulas. Time taken for one revolution in circular motion. It is simplified now. We can write as r will be in terms of, I can write tan theta is nothing but, no, sin theta is nothing but r upon the spring length, that is L. R is nothing but L sin theta. If I put it here, the time period will become L sin theta upon G tan theta. Tan will become sin upon cos. Sin will be cancelled out. So it becomes 2 pi root L cos theta upon G. Write down. This is standard result. Today's class was very important class. Okay. So all in all, what is centripetal force? We discussed the dynamics of circular motion, that is how the particle revolves in circle. Now, so what is the centripetal force? You need to understand what is centripetal force. The force responsible for the rotation of the particle is equal to mv square by r or mr square. What is tangential force? Which provides a tangential acceleration to the particle mkd. Net force root of fc square plus fc square. Now, what kind of force could be centripetal? It could be anything. It could be spring, it could be tension, it could be gravitation, it could be electrostatic, it could be anything. Yes or no? It could be friction also. So, we discussed some of the cases in which different forces are acting as a centripetal. We have taken some case of tension. I rotated the particle, calculated tension. We take in the case in which friction is acting as a centripetal. Yes or no? So there are many possibilities of that centripetal forces. Normal also, when the body revolves on the inner surface. So in that case, normal is acting as a centripetal. Yes or no? And we read some of the formulas. Don't worry about the formula theory. Just understand the concept. This part is very conceptual. We discussed torsional pendulum also. In which a component of tension is acting as a centripetal. One not complete tension, only one component is acting as centripetal.